What's up, fam? It's your mellow fellow. Hey, 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 hey. Greetings, greetings. Much love and respect to all you out there. You gonna catch with me. I know you're gonna catch with me. I've been anybody been following me for a while know that I've been having technical issues for a while. Hold on, let me find something here. Give me something to drink. Give somebody a chance to tap in. I don't know. All right, all right. Welcome to my humble abode. How long? How long? Let me say this, fam. For 20 years. And my YouTube videos have now started reaching and breaching into my work. I was called into the office the other day and the subject of my content came up. I literally had to take down a few videos that I had up. I didn't see no harm in them, but corporate did. So I took them down. It had me to thinking. And this is where I'm at with this. Because it really had me to thinking. Why would anyone that's online trying to put out content be some type of a threat to the corporation? I do my job. I've been working as a counselor for 20 years. I am good at what I do. And that's not looked at. You looking at my content. What within my content would trigger anyone to want to put a squash on it? I don't know. And I'm not at the point in my life, my career, everything I do to worry about it. I'm at a stage and age where it's almost not that you don't care, you care, but you have to prioritize yourself. I come on this internet, and from day one of my first things I've told the gentleman, take care of yourself. And that applies in every area of your life. Take care of yourself. What does that mean for me? Well, by this coming to me, and ever since I've been kind of doing these videos, I've been holding back, not being unauthentic, because I am who I am and I'm an authentic person. And people say, well, you're arrogant. I don't want to, get into all that and you having some type of inferiority complex because I'm a confident, intelligent, assertive Black man. I know This is a rare species on this earth. But here I am. And I tell a lot of people, I'm not like you. And that's every area of my life. I'm not like you. And what does that mean? The sacrifices that I've had to make. I've been battle tested. I was saying again, I've been in 15 different prisons in the United States of America. 15, probably more. I just stopped counting at that point because the attempt was to destroy me. The attempt was that I would never be able to be the man that I am today. Again, thinking about that prison, school to prison pipeline that I was a part of. And you go back and look at the other video to get the background of me being kicked out of school in the 6th grade and all of the schools in my city. And after that point, not going to school, being locked up in juvenile. That's how this process starts. And that's one of the reasons I'm putting this out here. So you single mothers who cannot raise a son, you cannot raise a son. And let me dip into our little issue that we deal with daily with, the relationships. There's no way that a woman can raise a man. Now, we've had a generation of women attempting to do just that. And then you see them online every day complaining about the men. Them are the men you raised. Them are the boys you raised that you don't respect. Them are yours, not mine. I'm out of a different era. I'm from that special group of people with integrity and dignity. I come from a whole different generation. And I did have a father in my life until I was maybe 13, 14, 15 years old when my father died. But the gifts that he gave me, the tools that he gave me on what a man is, how to be a man, how to take care of yourself, I'm using them tools today. So there's nothing that I would allow a woman to say to me about a man. Anytime you step up talking about what a man should be, slap yourself in the face because you don't know what you're talking about. There's so many variations of the modern man that it is exactly as I just said. A woman cannot raise a man. And you tried it, you attempted it, and now these are the results. You have to suffer now because of your own choices. The game ain't changed. You players think you can change the game. I've always been one that said, you be true and good to the game will be good to you. And I bear witness to that. What is the game? The game is life and how you choose to play it. And again, coming out of them prisons, coming out of this background, I made a choice to change my life. That's the whole thesis of why I'm here, is to show young men, no matter what you have been through, you can overcome. You can change that. It takes discipline. It takes hard work. I'm not telling you something that's going to be easy. It does not work that way. And that's what you're dealing with the delusional woman complex. It's a whole generation of women that believe their presence and them having what God gave them makes them special. You're not special. 99.9% of all of us are average at best. How do you distinguish yourself? You have to put in the work. You have to sacrifice. you have to understand that you have to get some education. Part of what the school to prison pipeline is about is the denial of education. Because I've done nothing criminal to be placed in a locked up facility for not going to school. I did not go to school because I was an enlightened young man and I knew that what you were teaching me was false and I rejected it. I rejected it. I was a person that my mom, God rest her, we had magazines and Jets and Ebonies and all of the black literature in my home that I knew that black people were somebody, that I knew that black people were special, that I knew that I was not who they pretended to me to be in the school curriculum. Like black people just was monkeys in Africa. You know, this type of teaching was going on, if any, about black people in the 1970s when I was coming up through there. So I rejected it. My rejection of that was not criminal. My rejection of that was just having an understanding that I was somebody, not who you said I was. That again led me down a whole 30-year path of destruction of the streets. So any young man that's attempting to get poisoned by the streets, I tell you, do something different. Do something different. I was a certified guy out there doing what I had to do, but I was operating in ignorance until that last situation happened in my life. And that last bit I did, I was probably picked up 5 times for murders that I knew nothing about until one day they pinned one on me and I ended up with a life sentence. After that, everything changed. I was able to get a revelation, and with that revelation, God came into my life and showed me that there was another path for you. And if you do this, you will have much success. And I embraced that. And I've been follower and disciple of the Lord ever since. That's was 1990. That does not mean I have operated or lived perfectly. There's no such thing as a human in an earth suit. But I've committed no crimes. I've violated no people's rights or any of that. I've operated as a righteous man. And I took and went through a 30-year marriage after coming home and divorced a couple years ago. That's what got me to looking into what is this mindset with women, that they believe that they can control and rule over men. I had no understanding of that or what that was about. Again, I was married for 30 years to one woman. I wasn't out there cheating because once I made up my mind to marry that woman, I was in. I was all in until she chose the path of destruction. And I just stepped away. I have nothing against my ex-wife. We get together all the time. You see what I'm saying? I have nothing against her. She been under the impression that my videos and what I do been talking about her. No, baby, you're not that important for me to be spending my airtime talking about you. I bring up the fact that I was married 30 years because it's a part of what I'm talking about. That's it. I still care about you. I still help you. But I want to have my autonomy and my manhood intact. And your tactics of belittlement, your tactics of non cooperation, your tactics of undermining us led me to walk away from you. That's all that is. Until you get out of that feminist mindset, that some kind of way you could be in control of the house, you're gonna be by yourself. Ain't no real man. And I remember a statement that was made not long ago talking about weak men. I've heard that before. Weak men. Men ain't weak because they ain't doing what you want them to do. Men are very strong, and men have become wise to not wanting to be in a lopsided relationship, not wanting to be used by you 304s. You are operating as prostitutes. And that's just a fact. And I just, don't want nothing to do with you under that. I'm fine by myself and utilizing my life and my energy the way I choose. I will not allow one of you high-ranking demons into my life. It's not going to happen. All of them DVMs and all, don't DM me. I ain't the one. I ain't the one. But again, they have a system in place for the black man. And if you are not wise, because most of us are not groomed to understand them pitfalls. And I say after my dad died, I was my own man since 15 years old. I've been out with my own, place. And if I had to stay at a project, I came out the projects, me and my girl, this and that. But little by little, step by step, crawled my way out of there. I ain't nowhere where I'm trying to be. I'm much better than I used to be. And again, I've been a counselor in here for 20 years. And people are asking me about my content. And I have been reluctant and holding back my content. I've been holding back doing lives. I've been holding back because of the position I hold. But I feel now, at this point in my life, I can no longer allow anyone to have control over my freedom, have control over what I'm allowed to say, having control over my creative ability. That is over. So I'm going to spend much more time in my YouTube, putting my YouTube channel back together and getting my flow back together. I ain't going to tell you no lie. If I bring something to you out here, it's real shit. Because I've been through it already. So you don't have to. My son right now today, fighting a murder. I ain't never brought this up, but I'm bringing it up. Fighting a murder. And called me last night. Always for, looking for money, because me and him had broke off our relationship because I don't deal with anyone that's in the streets. I'm done with that lifestyle. I don't deal with nobody that's affiliated with the street. I don't give a damn how much you think you can get ahead out there. Nobody's loyal. Nobody's going to have your back. That same nigga that you go down and get down with is the same nigga that'll snake you. I just saw a video the other day, 2 young men, I don't know where they were at. One was on the line, the other one was behind him doing this. So he had in his heart and mind all the time to snake this man. But he with this man like he was his partner. The man, the closest one to you, could be the same one that take you out. And that kind of was what put me in the penitentiary the last time, was my partners. Went to the projects, hanging out with some of my partners. We just drinking, having a good time, whatnot. And I leave that scene. The guy I came to see came up missing. They found him, he was gone, ugly scene. A month or something later, they picked me up. I don't know nothing about this. And the end results was that the corrupt judge, prosecutors, my attorneys, all of them, 2 attorneys, 3 prosecutors sitting in a room telling me if I don't say these guys done this, then I'm going to get charged too. I say, man, I'm not making no deals with you, and I don't know what you're talking about. And as they said, they prosecuted me too. I found out what it was all about later on. I was bitter. I'm not going to lie to you. I was in Statesville Penitentiary in Joliet, Illinois. And I was bitter. I'm telling you, I was bitter. If anybody would have crossed my path at that time, they would have been hurt. And, so I went through that process. I was a made man, so, I was cool, you know what I mean, with what I was about. But I really, wasn't into none of that no more, because during that process is when the, revelation and the vision came to me. And God told me, just as clear as I'm sitting here talking to you, that I was going to be free. And, I ain't going to get into everything that was in that vision, but the final analysis was that I was going to come home. I even called my mom on the phone and said, hey, I don't know when, but I'm coming home. That's how confident I was in what God said to me. Sure enough, I went through about 5.5 years. The point that changed everything, because even though I had that revelation and God had given me that vision, that bitterness was still in my heart for the people that was involved. My hatred and all was real fervent. And God came to me again and said, I had to forgive them. That was the breakthrough. See, this is why I tell a lot of people, you have to get to a point in your spirit where you can forgive your enemy. When you can forgive your enemy, that's when things transform. And that's what happened in my case. When I forgave those people, that's from the judge, the prosecutor, the white prostitute that lied on me, and all of the rest. That's when I got my breakthrough. Excuse me 1 minute. Give me something to drink here. That's when I got my breakthrough. That is a point in your life that changed everything. And it happened for me. After that, it wasn't a day or so later. I'm walking through the cell house, and some of the guys, was hollering at me. Yo, 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 woo, woo, woo. Somebody on the phone want to holler at you. And it was one of my co-defendants. He beat the case. He beat the murder at trial. And me and his brother was convicted. I ain't mentioning no names. People that know. And this is Googleable, so I ain't got nothing to hide about this. I'm putting this out here to let you young guys know I know what I'm talking about. I've been through this here. I've been through this so you don't have to. I'm going through a part of it now because, again, my son locked up for murder right now. And he refused to listen to me, so he ended up where he was at. But let me get back to what I was saying, because I had to break ties with him. I brought him here where I live, in the city I live in, set him up, all that. He was good. He couldn't maintain a normal life, because I didn't mention he had just came off a 23-year bit and came right out here and got right back in this shit. I cut him off at that point. I had no choice. I said again, I don't care who you is. If you are in the streets, I'm not dealing with you. That's just a fact. I've been operating like this ever since I've been home. And I'm still here 25 years later. I don't allow nobody in my space that draw my energy in a negative fashion. I've cut off everybody in my family. I mean, everybody, except for my mother until she passed a few months ago. After that, I don't want nothing else to do with y'all. And I'm putting this out here for you to understand. You will respect me and you will treat me with dignity and respect always. You don't get to choose how you treat me. And you should know that already. I ain't never been one to not take care of my business. You will not play with me. And that's just a fact. So I had to cut my family off because my older sister is a misandrist. So I knew about this intimately. I did not come into this game just coming in. I was divorced as a black man from a feminist woman. My sisters are misandrists and are man haters, and that's what woke me up. When because me and my sisters was close until they learned they could not control me. And that's when everything changed. I became a narcissist. I became arrogant. I know too much, all of that. What did Kevin say? Shame, guilt, insult, and the need to be right. It has not changed. It is a universal phenomenon with the misandrists and the man haters. That's why I say you don't get involved with this. I'm thinking about just leaving for a while and getting out of this whole country. I haven't told my job yet, but my days are numbered. My days are not, I guess I'm telling them now since they've been monitoring my content. But my days are numbered because I cannot be controlled like that. I come to a job, I'm a professional, I do my job, and I'm good at it. But I will not allow you to try to control me. I can't allow that. I'm going to be free. I'm 67 years old. I'm not no spring chicken. So when I give you this game, I give you this knowledge, it's from learned experience. I have, what I need to be able to find a different way. And that's why I'm coming back to the internet. Whatever I do now, it's going to be through this digital space. And I wish and hope and pray y'all come along with me. But I promise to come back and get more in depth with the school to prison pipeline. But it's more than that. It's an entire psychological warfare campaign against our people. And if you don't recognize where you are in that, then you'll get lost in the South. Look at our women. They have been programmed with the propaganda of feminism and throw it in your face as a man as if They know what they talking about, and because some white woman said it, this is what it is. And it's nothing but fallacy. It's nothing but demonic spirits operating in a human body. Once you come to the side of the Lord and you got God in your life, you recognize these spirits. You recognize them demons, and you don't allow them to translate in your life. Much love, y'all. I'll be back from your mellow fellow. Peace.